Welcome to Don't Stop Me Now, exploring challenges of first-time cryptocurrency users. My name is Froehlich and I'm delighted to be here at the Designing Interactive Systems conference in 2021. Before I jump in, I want to give you a brief overview of what to expect in this talk and the paper. Or in other words, why should you invest the next 8 minutes listening to me? First, we present empirical evidence of the challenges first-time cryptocurrency users face when interacting with custodial cryptocurrency wallets. So those where they don't have to take care of key management themselves. We did find those by conducting a qualitative study with 34 participants, each of them evaluating 1 out of 3 custodial cryptocurrency wallets. And we found that there are still quite a lot of issues, but also that we can fix most of them. We categorize them into user interface, finance, and cryptocurrency challenges. And finally, we present implications for practitioners and, of course, pointers for future research. So, why should we care about this space? High-level motivation, Bitcoin the currency of the internet, the money of nowhere and everywhere? Or is it? Well, some see blockchain as the enabler of a new era of digital economy, maybe going as far as an enabler of digital society, with implications as far-reaching as those of the internet. Now, more down to earth, if we look at the digital library at ACM, we see also an uptake in research interest in the recent years. But if we take a step back and really look at how many Bitcoin wallets are out there compared to how many people are there, that's not a lot. And also, due to the anonymous nature, we cannot be sure that there are 71 million Bitcoin users, but only wallets, right? So we are not there yet, not quite. But if we look at custodial wallets, like Coinbase, who IPO'd recently, they report 56 million users. Now, not all of them have a corresponding Bitcoin address because Coinbase bundles them, of course, but there is quite an interest in engaging in what can be called the crypto economy, and a lot of users do so by choosing a custodial provider they trust, not taking the key management as a burden for themselves. So with little studies on the challenges users face with custodial wallets, we wanted to investigate this issue, and to this end conducted a user study with 34 participants. Throughout the user study, they had to conduct 3 tasks: register and set up an account, buy Bitcoin, and spend Bitcoin. During this entire setup, they video recorded their screens and followed the think aloud protocol, so we could later analyze it. After they finished it, they filled out the short system usability scale, and we invited them to a semi-structured interview, which we all used later on for coding. We chose 3 wallets to investigate this issue, namely Bitpanda, Coinbase, and 10x. So an European and US and an Asian provider in this case, and all of them had quite good app ratings. We want to actually get best-in-class apps into our study. Now, what have we found? Our assumption that it's not just about key management, but also custodial wallets suffer a lot of issues was confirmed. If you look at the system usability scores down there and the corresponding letter grades, you can clearly see that none of the wallets did remarkably well there. We identified quite some issues here, and we tried to organize them into user interface challenges, finance challenges, and cryptocurrency challenges. The first ones are general, applicable to any apps, and can be addressed with HCI best practices. The second one, finance challenges, often arise due to regulatory requirements because of the financial nature of cryptocurrencies, but they are well applicable to other services as well, like, let's say, new brokers or other apps that are subject to regulatory requirements and law. Now, finally, there are also cryptocurrency challenges, and those are really specific to cryptocurrency or cryptocurrency apps. And with a short time in these talks, I won't go too into detail what we've found here. Really recommend just opening our paper and reading through the challenges, but I want to jump right to the implications, what we think cryptocurrency practitioners, developers can learn from it. First, we think that there should be user interfaces targeting novice users. They should really present relevant system status and interactions such that first-time users can easily grasp and give them the necessary information to do so, such that it supports users' learning experience. And after conducting this study and writing this paper, I think Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, actually issued an app that has a beginner's mode in there. So we see already practitioners, not due to our recommendation, but addressing those issues. Then the second point is creating a frictionless sign-up experience. So one of the issues, one of the bigger issues we found in the studies was related to regulatory reasons. So know your customer policies or anti-money laundering that requires users to give a lot of information upfront before they can actually use the app. And here we can do better. We can do better in informing the users why they have to give this information without any technical terms. We can do better in having them do that before they're actually thrown into the app and then all the functionalities don't work. We can integrate them better into the actual user experience of the app, and also we for sure can do better in dealing with device interruptions and changes. Then transparent fees. A big point, we saw that fees were intransparent and really difficult to comprehend for users, and part of this is due to cryptocurrencies, but the other part was also platform fees and how they handled it. And here, when it is about money and cryptocurrency is for users about money, it's a sensitive topic. They are on alert not to make any mistakes, and I think just being transparent and open and having simple fee structures will greatly improve the user experience here. And finally, the interaction between merchants and wallets is quite broken from what we saw. So it's very manual, not really seamless. And what users wished for, in the words of one participant, would be that it is as easy as PayPal. And while there might be certain limitations with regards to cryptocurrencies, especially if you don't want to give up the centralized properties, there are quite a few things that we can improve over today's measures by really thinking about this and implementing better systems. Now, what is future work in this area? I have 3 pointers here. The first one is also regarding the seamless checkout experience. With new Web3 technology, one example being here the Ethereum push notification service and many more. It is open to research to find out whether we can actually create the checkout process as easy as PayPal that respects the decentralized properties blockchain services often have. Beyond Bitcoin is a second one. A lot of research in this space focuses on Bitcoin, and rightfully so. It's still the biggest cryptocurrency, but especially with new generation of blockchains coming up, Polkadot, Ethereum 2, or Layer 2 blockchains like the Bitcoin Lightning networks that on a technical level try to address a lot of the challenges like slow transaction times. It might be time to actually move beyond Bitcoin and do user studies and explore how they work. And finally, just from what we saw, an open question: can we fix KYC verification? Regulation in this space is certainly not going to become less in the future, and oftentimes regulation can have quite a drastic impact on how users perceive products. Reviewer 3 of this paper pointed out a similar matter with regards to the cookie banner, so GDPR regulation in the EU that made websites less usable across the board. But I'm open to question that. I think I haven't yet seen a cookie banner that really tried to craft a delightful experience for the users, and I think it's far from impossible. So the same holds true here. Can we create a KYC experience that actually feels to users like they're being welcomed to the app and still fulfills the properties? I'll leave this up for future discussion, and with this I want to end my talk. If you want to read the paper, get it here. If you want to talk to me, write me an email. I would be delighted to talk to you and see what we can do in the future. And with this, I say thank you.